One.
Hey. Hi everybody, it's Sunday night at 5 o'clock. At least it is on the California coastline. And I'm Kat, and welcome to my kitchen where this is the Kat's Creation. It's not really a show. Channel maybe? So we are going to be making what I have been waiting for a very long time, because I told you guys I'm all into vintage, so you're probably going to see vintage every single holiday for me. But this one's going to be incredible because most of the stuff that we're using to create this wreath has been discontinued and is no longer available. So people can try to find similar items, but you probably won't find the exact items. So it's pretty cool. And I'm waiting for Steve to log in and do what he does best.
Yep, people are still logging in.
Okay.
So we've got Vi is on.
Hi, Vi.
Lindy.
Hi, Lindy.
Deanna Mustachio.
Hi, Deanna. Steve just likes saying your last name.
I do. Sheila, Sharon, Deborah, Linda, Debbie.
Here we go, all the D's.
Judy, Sandra, Charlene.
Welcome to the kitchen. Are you guys super excited to see all the fun stuff? I mean, I think I sent you a teaser picture. We have been busy, and no, we still haven't really inventoried any of the stuff that we've been working on. I've been working on packing up the crates. I actually had to remove the premium crates for the Patriotic May stuff because, like you guys already know, there is no availability on any products anywhere.
Everybody's sold out.
Everybody's sold out, or the stuff that is available, I don't think anybody would want anyway. I mean, it's just so generic, it doesn't even like ring patriotic. So I have pulled off the remaining crates for now until I can find different supply sources and ensure that when you guys are purchasing your crates, I'll be able to fulfill the orders. So, what else?
There's a bunch of people still jumping on. Jody, Debbie,
Hi,
Sandra,
Debbie.
Kristen, Kathy Knapp said they got 5 inches of snow today. Can't believe it.
Wish we were there.
Carol, Marie Craft. Oh, which reminds us, we still got to package those 2 cents.
Yeah,
So
we'll get it all done. We
Nan-
were in shipping and receiving today.
Nancy, Sandra. Sandra said, love the colors you're using. Cherie, Susan, Gloria, Deborah, Angela, Sandra. Yeah, everybody. Ruth. Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
Jean and Nancy. She said she's had snow for over 48 hours straight. And
See.
Pam is on. Hi, Pam.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
So we're ready to go? All right. So like I said, the stuff we're using tonight, I will do my best. I'll give you the SKU numbers for all the stuff that I have found SKU numbers on. I know just in using the 21-inch Deco Mesh, I looked up the SKU number, I looked up the item number, I can't find it. And it doesn't say who the buyer was or who you can get this from. But you probably could find something that's like mint green, like that. I call it Pepto Bismol pink, and then white, because that's, you know, it's like the throwback of our sign almost. And we're stuck with that minty green that's really hard to come by. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be doing 21-inch poofs, because I know you guys are still kind of struggling with the poof method. We're going to then go back in and fill it with a pink burlap, which is super pretty and it's super soft, as well as a mint green, and we're going to do curls with these. We are going to alternate some ribbon tails, because this reminds me of the little dot candy that used to come on the papers.
Oh,
so
yeah, huh?
I'm trying to like
Didn't even think about that.
bring back all that stuff, yeah. And then I have these, which kind of reminds me of Red Hots, but they kind of coordinate with the sign. And then we're doing all kinds of crazy cool picks, like the little peppermints. What else was there? There's like little lollipops. So we're going to be incorporating this into the entire wreath so that it flows all the way.
And
So,
believe, yeah, and a lot of the stuff we got was from the buyout we did yesterday.
yeah, look. Here's my picks for my candies.
That's just one thing.
So yeah, this is just one thing. And I haven't even gotten to the bottom of it yet. I just started with the top. So we're gonna work on this. All right, back to our standard 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. So I'm gonna be I'm going to be doing a lot of different stuff from the standard, but I thought for tonight we will retain our 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. Since we're setting it up for Pouf, the same method that we've done for ruffles, we haven't done curls yet, we'll be doing those in a couple weeks, like all curls. The layout is pretty much the same. So on a 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame, you have your 6 sections. So I have wired the first 5 for you, and then I will show you how we wire each section so that what I've done and what I'm going to show you, you'll just go back and do on your 5 sections or 6 sections. If you go with a 16-inch or an 18-inch wreath, your layout might be different. You might have a 3-ring we call them wire wreath frame, in which case you can wire 1 and 2 together, and then you'll wire 2 and 3 together. You can still make it work.
Yep.
So in our first section, we're going to wire our inner. So I start with the inner, and I just number them 1, 2, 3, and 4, with 1 being the closest to the center and 4 being the closest to the outside. And if you take your Chanel stem and you wire the middle together to 2 of them, they won't slide. So we don't have to put glue on it. We don't have to worry about it slipping and sliding. And that's why we don't wire just a single wire, or wire a pipe cleaner to just a single piece of wire, because no matter how hard you twist it, it's just going to move, it's going to slide. And then when you're doing the poofs, which you have so much in your hands anyway, you're not going to be able to control where you put your pipe cleaners. And then what we're going to do is using the middle one as our not so much center,
guide,
but this is an outer piece. And then where you have your welded end of your section, you're going to put your pipe cleaner between 3 and 4 and wire that together so that you complete that section. So it's funny, these look, they remind me of flamingo legs.
Kind of, yeah.
When I'm sitting here looking
Perfect
at that,
color.
I'm like, flamingo legs.
Hi everybody, everybody's still jumping on. We got about 112. So.
Okay, so do you guys...
Maribel's new. She said, "Oh my God, finally seeing you live."
Yay!
Hi,
Thanks.
Kat from Shirts, Texas. So welcome, Maribel.
Yeah, definitely welcome.
Yep. Hi, Karen, Jen, Audra, Sandra, Valerie, everybody.
Okay, do you guys have any questions at all on the Dollar Tree wreath frame or pipe cleaner placement? I'm doing a straw for my drink because the medication I'm taking right now for today is making me really parched. Okay, so any questions you guys have at all about this?
Well, Dale just asked, where did you get the sign from?
The sign, great question. Affordable wreath signs on Etsy. So I ordered 4 different ones, and I'll show you guys the other ones. The ones that watched the couple crate unboxings, we opened up the wreath sign box. So I fell in love with this just because I do this when I'm bored. I'll sit there and scroll through Etsy and look for vintage signs. And I try to keep my sign prices under the $10 price point, and this one was $7.95. So it's an 8x8, and it'll work really well for this wreath.
Does it remind you of Candy Crush?
It does.
Everything does. Yeah.
We can't use that because that would be a licensed trademark.
No, but you can use Candy Shop Wreath.
I can use Candy Shop, and I can use everything else.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to take our 21-inch Deco Mesh roll. I don't know where this came from. Honestly, all it has is a generic label with an item number and a SKU, and made in China or whatever, so I have no idea. So I know that it's discontinued because I ran the SKU and I ran the item number and came with nothing. So to start our Deco Mesh Poufs,
One quick question before you start.
Sure, go ahead.
Deborah asked, the wreath on the door, is it new?
No.
No. We're kind of actually doing a little showcase, so that's actually been on our Etsy store for a while. That's her bee wreath.
That's my bumblebee wreath. So.
It says Be Happy on it, and it's got bumblebees and a bunch of really cool stuff on it. So it's available on her Etsy shop.
It says, "Don't worry,
don't
happy."
worry, be happy.
Yeah. So yeah, that one. Like I said, I've been pulling a lot of stuff out of my wreath storage and just kind of like bringing that back up and saying, "Hey, all this stuff is still there." All right. So pink flamingo legs. That's all it's going to be all day today. I generally take the outer ones and I lay them flat so that they don't get in the way of me doing my poof. And we do 10-inch poofs, so we're gonna go in every single, whatchamacallit, pipe cleaner. So I always start by taking my Deco Mesh roll and I drop it to my feet, because then I don't have to worry about it getting tangled, knocking all the stuff off the counter.
Yep.
And then I fold the beginning piece, because Deco Mesh will fray where it is cut. So right here at our beginning edge, that's a fray point. So if I can bind that somehow, it prevents that from fraying. So, and we have a finished edge on both sides, so we're pretty much good on the poof. So once it's folded over, then I just kind of take my fingers and kind of ruffle it up. So I have this little fishtail. And then this will go in my very first pipe cleaner. And all this does is it holds that beginning edge down for me. And then I'll come back and actually finish this poof and make it complete.
Barbara, we'll have to check. Barbara asks, can you do the show in closed caption? Right now I don't think we can, but we can check and see if maybe we can turn on a caption section.
That would be really awesome. So 10-inch poofs, so I'm just measuring these, and then we're just gonna jump from pipe cleaner to pipe cleaner, making sure that you have your edges so they're not folded under as you go, because this will start to fold on itself. So I just sit here and hold it, look at where this is, and measure another 10. And there's my edges here and here. So I make sure those are not folded under, so when I go to go to fluff them, they're not bent around. So again, 21 to 11, making sure where my edges are, and put those in between the next poof. And poof method is the hardest wreath method for a beginner to master. So that's why we've been doing ruffles and curls for the longest time, is just to kind of help you guys get good with the skills that, you know, will take you through a lot of simple wreaths before you start poofs. And don't give up on poofs. They're really not that hard.
No, they're really not. As long as you have a good measuring mat like she does right there.
And I'm measuring.
You measure 10 inches from where the last tie is that she did. You measure 10 inches, and then you bring it back and just put it into the next pipe cleaner, which is probably only about 5 inches away.
Yeah.
That's where you get your poof. It's about a 5-inch poof.
Exactly. And, you know, if you want to
Don't ask me why I know that.
Yes, you do. It doesn't have to be an exact science. It doesn't have to be a 10-inch poof. You can do a bigger poof if you want bigger. But with this Deco Mesh, it seems to be kind of sheer. So if I was to go bigger poof, it's going to occupy a larger space, but in the middle where I really need it to fill, it's going to be almost transparent. So that's why I do 10. So here is my beginning. So what I'm going to do is undo my pipe cleaner, just like so. And I'm going to come back in and add that last 10-inch poof to that piece, so that I have a poof that went from here to where I started. And then here's my little fishtail. And then for me, because I don't poof, I know I watched other people poof as they go. I don't know how they do that, because it kind of gets in the way. So I usually just will take these and move these to the inside, and then I poof everything on at the very end.
Diana, we actually were going to do this candy shop sign with different mesh, but she found this in the supply bin that we bought from yesterday. So this just happened to match a lot better. I don't think we have any more of this.
I do not.
I don't think so. This will be available on our Etsy store for sale.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think she'll have any more of this.
And like I said, I tried to look at the SKU to see, you know, is this a craft outlet thing? Is this a wreath shop thing? Is this a trendy tree item? But the SKU and the item number kept coming up, no item found. So generally when that happens, it's a discontinued item.
So it's definitely one of a kind.
Yeah. So, I know, it was tough. But I think it's going to come out really cute.
Gail said she struggles with poofs.
You just gotta throw caution to the wind and buckle it down, and
Yeah, Sandra, this would really look cute in a candy store
wouldn't it?
or candy store decor. Yeah.
Or even like at a farmer's market where someone is selling like desserts, or because it says, I think the sign is designated to sweets.
Yeah.
Sweets, desserts, lollipops.
Candies.
It would. Like, I know.
Almost seems like it fits in Willy Wonka's that candy shop.
I know. I was thinking that slime today too. But I was changing the lyrics to go with Deco Mesh and ribbon.
Candyman?
Yeah. Because it was not the Candyman makes or
Yeah.
everything he takes or something like that. And I was like, I had to change the lyrics to making it with ribbons instead of with candy and Deco Mesh. So, yeah. I told you guys, you don't want to see me when I prep by myself. It's funny. My family finds it amusing. But you like it.
The sign is from Affordable Wreaths.
It's on Etsy.
Affordable Wreath signs on Etsy.
Yeah,
And then the ribbon. Where'd you get the ribbon from, baby?
The larger 2.5-inch ribbon came from Michael's. It was Joann's during their Easter.
Joanne's for an Easter.
So this was only like a 12-foot roll, and then I don't want it to fall into my glue skillet. The pink polka dot one is Craft Outlet.
Craft Outlet. And the pink and polka dot Craft Outlet is cut to 11 inches.
Yeah, because they're just going to be used for ribbon tails.
Yeah, ribbon tails. We're not going to do any single bow
No,
loops, and you'll see why later.
I'm going to stuff candy in it
And
instead.
then the 2.5 inch is still cut to 10 inch, right?
No, 11.
Oh, it's
I did
11 inch too? They're 11 inch too? Okay.
Yeah, just because we're not filling them, I just want them to kind of accent what we're doing. Still pulling the same colors in. So I'm just going around. And
No, Kat doesn't send out the text alerts before her lives. She's kind of looked at that and just
the mini chat bots?
the mini chat box. She just doesn't think it's for her.
I don't, because I get them from some of the people that I'll follow, and at some point it just gets really irritating, like to get a text message saying so and so just went live. I'm like, okay, thanks. And so I have to I look at it to see, is it one of my kids, is it my husband? And I'm like, nope, just someone went live. So now if I want to go watch their lives, I just go on Facebook and I'm like, oh, I'll catch it later. But I think ManyChat actually is shutting down temporarily because there's just too many people using it. Well, they're shutting down new people being able to apply for it.
Terry, the signs on these don't come with holes in them, so she just uses her 1.5 millimeter hole punch, and she just punches them in wherever she wants.
I like having them with no holes.
Yeah. They do come with mounts, right? They do come with
They came with adhesive mounts.
They come with adhesive mounts, but we like punching the holes in them. They stay on.
Yeah, they stay better. I just find that using sometimes the adhesive mounts on a metal sign with changes in the weather. I noticed during the winter when I had my wreaths all stored in our guest bedroom, that when it got cold, with the tension that you're putting on your signs, they were popping off when it was cold. So I just said, that's not good, because I don't want that happening to a customer's wreath on their door.
Because we've got our sound up all the way. Try, if you're on a laptop, try turning up the volume on your laptop.
Or log off and log back in.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who have their mobiles and watch through their mobiles don't have any issues, but mainly people who are just on laptops.
Well, it's weird, because, I don't know, when we go to YouTube or we'll watch the playback, because we have to watch the playback to make sure we're not missing any questions, but, people are saying, no, I hear volume fine, and I'm like, oh, sometimes it sounds fine for me. On YouTube, what I found too is that I've turned my volume down on the actual app. So, again, I'm just making sure I have my ends, because they keep wanting to roll under, and I'm almost done with laying this in. I have like 2 more jumps to go, and I have no more flamingo legs. They're still there.
So there's a lot of people that say the sound is fine for them, so there's not really much we can do. We've got the volume up all the way automatically high on our side. So.
And you're only about 3 feet from me.
Yeah.
happen. I think the only other way we would be able to ever fix that perfectly is if I'd be mic'd. So I'd be like wearing this little headset.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably have people going, "You're talking too loud. Can you just tone it down a little?"
That's true. You guys could try earbuds, plugging them in, and see if that helps.
So last one. So I'm completing my last pouf just like I did before. So I went from up here and down into my first pouf. So there's not really enough to pouf right there. So I have to fix that. So I do another extra jump like we did on the inside. I will untwist
I'll zoom in.
my pipe cleaner, and my ribbons just rolled off the counters. And I will tighten this. And then what I'll do is I usually save about 3 inches. This might be a little bit longer, it looks like 5. Cutting this. This is about what I have left, which isn't much at all. So I will look at this first of all and see once I poof it if it's good enough, or if I want to take the leftover and go in and thicken it up. But I don't think so. So with the end piece that I have here, I take this and I push it in to.
I think one of our cats thinks our lower light is a suntan light.
Why? Oh, jeez. If you could only see it.
He's sleeping with his belly up.
It's quite disgusting. So, back to the wreath making.
It's funny.
So here's the tail I just pushed in. So I'm going to take a zip tie, a white zip tie.
I'll zoom in.
These are always a challenge to get to work while I'm holding that. So taking my, again, cut edge and locking that down so there's no way it can come apart or fray. And then snip that off, just like so. Kind of twist that back.
Hi everybody who's just jumping in.
So this is what it looks like so far, with just that Deco Mesh laid in there. It's not very thick, it's just very light, stays very light and airy. So I'm going to take these poofs now and just kind of pull them apart to thicken that up.
Jane, she goes around on the inside first.
This is easier for me.
Completes the poof circle on the inside, and then she jumps to the outside and then does the outside, and then at the end she does take her Deco Mesh and opens up the
and add it to that.
And right, she adds it to the very last one, so it's completed.
Yeah, just make the circle. If you were to draw it like on a, what do you call it? Draw a circle. I'm just going around like you would petals on the flower. And where I started, if you think about it like drawing petals on a flower, where you started your first one, you've got to finish that. You've got to connect that one to finish your poof.
Yep.
And that's exactly what I do. I just finish it. So now, I'm just going to go around.
Hi everybody. Don't worry about it being late. You can always go back and watch some of the replay, but she just got the poof completed, and she's finishing up, stretching everything out and doing the poof.
Yep. So, just like so. Making sure.
Yeah, don't you guys love the colors?
Isn't that pretty? Because I think this would have been perfect for Easter if somebody had sold it. But that's the thing, right? If you're buying your supplies that are, somebody's had in their storage unit for the last 6 years, you're going to come across items that just aren't available. Just like all the stuff that we all bought at the end of Christmas or even Easter this year, those items are now going to be a rarity. They will not be re-released. The manufacturers are going to come up with something new for next year. So all your Christmas Deco Mesh that you may have gotten, it's going to all be re-released in a different color combo.
There was AJ Morales that posted just a little while ago. It said she hates curls. She likes the biggest frame, maybe a bigger frame. And then she wants a wreath with teal, yellow, and dark brown. How much would you make her one for? So just
message me.
Just message her.
And then we'll talk about what you want. And if you can send us pictures or send me pictures of what you're thinking. So we're kind of both on the same page. those are the things that I always ask anyone who asks me to do a custom is, one, what are you thinking of? Do you have any pictures in mind of something you've seen? So that I can look at it and see if that's something I can do. So now I'm just going around the outside and pulling
Hi,
them.
Kathy. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Rita.
Hi, everyone.
Still people jumping on, so.
Welcome to our Sunday night. We are doing something very unique tonight. Now, I don't think I need to go back in and thicken this up.
No. Debbie, yeah, I mean, for the most part, because Kat likes her signs anywhere between 12 to 8 inches or 6 inches, she likes the 14-inch work frame. Because if you look at it, especially the back there on the door, it becomes a 24 to 26 inch
I'm looking at
wreath.
this one to see.
It's a 14.
Yep, 14-inch wreath frame.
And it's just the perfect size for a door. You don't want it too much bigger. You don't want it any smaller. So
I think if you start going up to like 20 or 24 inch, now keep in mind that's going to be different with Christmas because you have the evergreen.
Yeah.
So an evergreen 24 inches, if they were to take those evergreen branches, those tips, and stretch them out the extra 6 or 8 inches, that's where they're getting their 24 inch in diameter. Because we use those all the time during Christmas.
Trish, she said, Steve, I'll bet you can make a wreath. What do you think?
He can. I know
Trish,
he can.
I've made several wreaths for her. With her. Yeah, I've made dozens.
And he sold his too. So he has no problem like keeping up with me.
Because I learned from the pro.
Oh, thanks, babe. It's just something that, like, everything that we do or we try, we do together.
Yeah.
From quilting, he can still kick my butt in quilting. I am looking for my pipe cleaners.
Gail said, do you have any road trips planned to Jacksonville, Florida that you can bring Kathy with? She can do a live from my house.
That would be fun. So
I've been to Jacksonville before, Gail, but I haven't been there in a long time. I haven't even been to Florida in a year now, so.
Okay. So this is what it looks like, just all de-poofed. So this
Doris.
is just
Hi,
our
Anna.
base. Hi, ladies. So flamingo legs are still there, but now we're going to go back in and we're going to add in the burlap, pale pink, and the, I guess you call it minty green.
Yeah.
Are you in or out?
I zoomed in just for a quick minute, now I'm out.
Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to, in every single one of the pipe cleaners, we're going to put in a 10-inch curl, both in the pink and the green, and these came from Craft Outlet, so it's just burlap mesh. These I could not use the wood burning tool or the soldering iron on because it's burlap, all burlap. So we're going to take these and we're just going to curl them. And if you have problems starting your curls, fold the beginning of your curl. So let's see, let me move this one over. I used my Bodabra to hold 3 sets of curls, and then I just go back in and lay them all together. So to start your curl, because it's kind of hard, so just fold the first part and then just roll it. Just like so. And then you have better rolls. So I think my rolls are what, about inch and a half, maybe, in size?
Yeah.
Are you reading comments?
Yeah, they're about an inch and a half. Yeah, I'm just reading comments.
Okay.
Christine said, are you going to do a live and make a wreath, Steve?
He is.
Yeah, we are. We've been so busy lately, and we were talking about doing that, both of us kind of doing like a wreath challenge and making a wreath next to each other, and we're still going to do it, just we haven't had time.
I think he's going to be busy pretty much for the rest of this month. He's helping his parents move in or move back out to California.
Yeah.
So he's going to be helping them move towards the end, and he's going to be doing a lot of traveling for work. So he's not going to be available. So we'll probably have Tammy over. Maybe we'll bring Betty over. So.
Yep. And Valerie said the same thing. And then Pamela said, when you plan a new design, do you usually order the mesh ribbon sign all at the very same time?
No, like this design, all I did is I ordered the sign because I play Candy Crush a lot. and I just thought it was super cute, but no, I don't play it anymore.
Yeah, you haven't played it a lot.
But you guys know I love anything vintage, so I like the vintage sign. It was super cute, and then when I found out it was only $7.95, I was like, I gotta buy that. Yeah. I'll figure out something to make, you know, be cute for a little girl's sweet 16 birthday party or anything along those lines. So I just picked it up, and then I start ordering my materials based on the sign. She
mainly gets her inspiration from one or two things, and then she builds her wreath around that. And it's usually a color scheme. So she already had, I think, somewhat of matching Deco Mesh.
No, I didn't.
So you saw the sign. And
I saw the sign,
so
and then I started looking for the ribbon. So I ordered this ribbon from Craft Outlet, and then I had this left over, and I thought it reminded me exactly of those little dot candies that came on the white paper. So, and it pulls those colors of the pale pink and the pale green back into the wreath itself.
Yeah. Charlotte said, silly question, the black on the table, is that how you know how many inches you need to cut the cutting mesh? That, the gray mat that you see that's on the bottom of the wreath, below the wreath, that's for quilters. It's a cutting mat. It's called a self-healing cutting mat. That's 35 inches. You can get it at Walmart, Joann's, Michael's.
35 by 23.
Yep, and that's, you just go also have a, what do you call it, a fabric cutter?
The rotary cutter.
A rotary cutter, and that's where she cuts her ribbon, and yeah, it's got inches measured out on one side, and some are dual side, but it's awesome to have.
Well, not only that, like I said, you cut your ribbon on it, you're cutting your Deco Mesh on it, you can measure your signs on it. When people ask you how long are you doing something, it's really quick to go back in and just say, oh, it's, you know, like the signs.
Jane, that would be pretty for a pink flamingo wreath.
What, these colors?
Yeah, those colors.
It would.
And then Maribel, yes, when she does the Pouf, she takes the edges of them and folds them inside as she's doing the measurements.
I hold them to the outside, so when I'm pulling that and putting it in my hand, I have the edges on the outside. And I'm constantly rechecking that, because if I don't, by the time I got to the end, it would be like my 21-inch Deco Mesh is now folded in half, and I've got both ends on one side. And then you can't poof that, and it looks horrid. So I'm just sitting here rolling these and just alternating the colors. I am putting both colors in every single pipe cleaner.
Yep.
And it's funny because you almost can't see these, because I was like, where did I just put that? The colors are so close to the Deco Mesh, which is good, because I don't want them to take away from it, just to thicken it up and make the colors pop a little bit more.
Yep.
So this will fray quite a bit, because there's nothing I can do on a burlap to prevent it from fraying. I just have to try to keep the edges down. So even when I'm putting it in my pipe cleaners, I'm trying to keep the raw edge side down if I can. Are you scrolling through questions?
Well, a couple people want to know where your YouTube channel is, so I'm pinning your YouTube and your Etsy.
Yep, we're everywhere. We're on Pinterest, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. I'm trying to think of what else. Twitter, Instagram.
Pinterest.
Yeah, Pinterest. I have a blog, but I'm blogging under a different name. I haven't even, this whole last week, I haven't even reached out and did my blog. I kind of stopped. But I got to get back up to that, because I share that. That's been driving business back in. That's just me using social media for free marketing. So I just take my curls, I just kind of crisscross them like this.
Yep, and those are 10-inch Deco Mesh cut to 10 inches.
Yep. No need to cut them any longer, because the reason why you're cutting them any one particular length is to get that color richness to come back in. And if you look at this, it wouldn't matter if I cut this to a 30-inch length. It's not going to go any greener. So there's no reason for me to waste my material that way.
So I just pinned her YouTube channel and her Etsy page at the bottom. You guys should be able to see it.
I totally forgot to do that.
Both the YouTube and the Etsy page, the very end is KatsCreation777 with no spaces.
Because I created my business without researching it. And I wasn't thinking that there would be other Kats creations. I just thought, wow, what a unique thing. This is me. This is what I'm making. And nope. So.
Julie,
Okay.
she said, what is the thing called that you put your rolls in? That is the Bodabra, believe it or not. So that's for using...
to make bows with.
To make bows with ribbon.
But I use it as a curl holder.
Yeah, use it as a curl holder because it pinches it together as you use it. So.
Yeah, and it doesn't... It's like spring-loaded. These are spring-loaded, so as you're pushing them in, it just holds them for you. It'd be like me giving it to Steve saying, can you hold these while I roll the next one? So I just load about 3, and then I can just go through and do 3 really quick without having to sit here and roll, and then roll. So.
Kathy, she said, will the private group get the list since this is out of your recent required stash?
Yes.
You'll get a list of this.
Like I said, but yeah.
But the Pouf, the 21 inch is discontinued. So you guys would have to find your own pink or own 21 inch Deco Mesh to try to find.
And it might come out like no, because I was trying to think of Hobby Lobby this year with their spring Easter. They went with a tan. They didn't have it this color. It wasn't pink, white, and green. It was pink, white, and tan. So, see, it's just not... You can try to come up with something similar. Maybe go with like the green, add a pink, and add a white, and maybe do a ruffle and create that on your base. And maybe add those into as your base color, and then come back in and do what I'm doing here.
Yep.
That's what I'd be doing if I was to try to replicate this design.
Yeah. There's a Charlotte that asked, do you buy the ties separate from the wreath? If so, what are they called? They're just pipe cleaners.
They just come in a package.
Yeah.
So I have them in different colors.
And you can get the different colors from Hobby Lobby. You can order them
Yeah, you
anywhere.
can. Michael's.
Yeah. Some are pastels, some are bright colors.
It's good to get a good collection going.
It's good to get a good collection, yeah.
And I try to match my pipe cleaners to my last ribbon that's going to pop out at the very end. So using it to match this is going to be my final. That way you're not seeing it as much. Do you guys see how like the rolls are actually blending in? You can't really see them.
Yeah.
Reminds me of sherbet ice cream.
Nancy asked Kat question, how do you keep track of your inventory? Is there an app or apparatus to use to keep track of everything, or is it just clear totes? To tell you the truth, she just keeps her inventory on Etsy as far as what she's got, and then she knows what she sells from day to day. We'll grab that.
Okay. Yeah, we totally forgot to put our phone on silent. It's probably my dad.
Yeah.
See? And I'll be like, Dad, I'll call you back. Because my dad wants me to make him a patriotic wreath for his front door. So he wants a barn star. So he's like, I've seen your pictures. Can you make me one? Sure, Dad. So, I'm trying to think, what question were you asking? Oh, inventory.
Inventory, yeah.
What I do is I keep, like, right now the inventory that I have in my craft room, not including the stuff that I bought yesterday, as I pull out a Deco Mesh roll or using my materials, I'm looking to see if you have it. I think you threw them away. I'll have to go get them. What I'll do, and I hate putting paper on video, is I keep copies of all of this stuff and I write it down in a notebook, like where I use the Deco Mesh from and then the item number. And then when I have enough to equal an order to get free shipping, then I would place an order to Craft Outlet or place an order to the Wreath Shop. And then, of course, if they have no stock, like all the red, white, and blue, anything right now, I just write a little note to, sold out of stock, check back in, 3 weeks. And then when I go to do my next order to Craft Outlet or the Wreath Shop, I just go back to that shopping list and look, enter the item number in and see if they got it back in stock.
Yep. Debbie said, I love watching you two. Her husband and her worked on wood items together.
Aww.
She would start to make wreaths, and he does help telling you with what else it might need, which is nice because you have two options.
It does.
Yeah.
Like, I'm constantly asking you, what do you think? Most of the time, you're like, whatever you picked out looks great. Or he'll usually ask me, what method are you going to use on this? What are you going to do with that? Do you need ribbon cut?
Yeah.
So, I like having
Thank you, Jean. She said Steve's a blessing. I watch other couples make 2 wreaths. He hardly did anything but visit with one online.
Aww.
Jane asked, what does the cost of materials usually cost to make a wreath?
It depends. Like on this one, I honestly would not know because the items that I'm using are discontinued. So
Well, just the 21-inch Deco Mesh, right?
a 21-inch Deco Mesh roll, depending upon where you get it from and depending on the quality, could start at $3 a roll, and it could work all the way up to $15 a roll. So it just depends on what type of quality Deco Mesh are you looking to get. Like, you can get the basic stuff, but you'll fight with it more. Like, it'll be thinner. If you're doing a Pouf method, you might not like the coverage. You could see the wreath frame through it, which is a lot of feedback I get from my group is, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Everything, like, I can see my wreath frame.
Yeah.
So then you have to kind of go back and go, what size wreath frame are you using? Where did you purchase your Deco Mesh from? How long did you cut things? What method did you use?
Yep.
And then you start trying to troubleshoot where things might have gone a little different.
Scarlett said, hey, Kat and Steve, since I'm fairly new at wreath making, I took your advice and got the wood burning tool, and she's amazed at what a difference it makes.
It does, right?
It really does, yeah.
Can't use it on this.
Yeah, she couldn't use it on this because it's material.
Burlap.
It's a burlap.
Like the poly jute burlap stuff.
Yeah.
I like it because it's very soft.
But it frays more.
But it frays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the trick on this is do your curls, set it, and then forget
Don't
it.
touch it. Like, I will probably only do this and, make some final touches for pictures. Put it in a box when it heads out to its customer, and that's it. And they'll probably do the same thing. It'll go up on a door or in their home, and they're not going to touch it. So the fraying should be fairly minimal.
Hi, Rosemary. She said, hey, from the home of the Indy 500.
Oh, she's down there in
Indianapolis.
Florida.
No, Indianapolis.
Oh, that's right.
Indy.
I do that again. Sorry.
Indianapolis, yep.
Sorry. I'm almost done. I finished the outside, so I'm working on the in. And then we'll add our sign. Because I usually have a system to do it. Because this sign is going to be fairly small, I just figured, you know what, I better go in and lay in everything all the way around. Because it's not going to cover an awful lot.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure I have I take my edges, wherever the cut edges are, and make sure they're down. To try to minimize that fraying as much as I can.
Christine and Diane said they both got on a little late, but they both love the way it looks.
This is going to be really pretty, I
And
think.
Barbara said, hey, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The Candy Shop Wreath is beautiful. The colors of the mesh really match the sign. Yep.
With the flamingo legs. But you won't see that.
Oh, that's nice, Debbie. She said she did craft shows for 25 years, and her dad loved going to them. He was her quality control. He could always tell me what was going to be a big seller.
Awesome deal. See?
Yep.
You just never know.
Yep.
So, and like I said, I don't know why vintage now is such a big thing for me, but it is. So will that be what trends this Christmas? I hope so.
I think so.
I really do.
Farmhouse and vintage. Yeah.
Oh, I think we'll definitely see a lot of that.
Nancy, she said, how many types of Deco Mesh are there? There's quite a bit.
You know what? In my private group, and I think on the Cats Creations page, Trendy Tree did an amazing video. They actually went through every variation of Deco Mesh from the very, very minimal basic, and they went through every single component. I mean, I learned a lot just from watching that to know, which is better at covering, which is less likely to fray. It came up short, so I'm gonna have to cut one more.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's okay. I guess I couldn't count right. I didn't drop any on the floor, did I?
No.
Okay. Because I know I was moving my wreath around quite a bit. That's okay.
And not only are there so many different types of Deco Mesh, but each wholesaler kind of has different style and quality of Deco Mesh. Like Craft Outlet has really, really good Deco Mesh.
And their prices are really good.
Even their plain is plain, but it holds up together really well. Their high foil is really good. These two are from where? Where'd you get these from?
What?
Craft Outlet? This two, the green and the pink?
I think they're from Craft Outlet. That looks like what the SKU number looks like. It was part of the stash.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it is.
But these are more like a poly jute, so it's got fabric material. And then they have they have poly jute with burlap Deco Mesh.
Yeah.
They have a high foil Deco Mesh. There's at least 6 or 7 different types. They have paper Deco Mesh.
Yeah,
Right?
paper is strictly for inside.
Yeah.
So make sure, because that's one of the ones you definitely want to make sure you're not purchasing if you're planning on using wreaths for the outdoors, because you will not like the quality of it.
Debbie said it looks good enough to eat. It's just beautiful.
Not yet. Wait till we add the candy.
Hi Janine, she shared.
Thank you.
She's the one I love the last name. Schlein Kofer Dragon.
That's so funny. Okay, I'm spinning this around.
Oh, so Christina said she loved the vintage. She already bought some things from Trinity Tree for Christmas already. Yeah, you need to.
Good. Yes, guys, seriously, I don't know what's going on out there. This is the first time that I've seen it this bad as far as supplies go. I don't know what's happening and why there's such a deficit. Why are the suppliers not ordering the Deco Mesh, the ribbon? It just seems like they're ordering very minimal quantities, and then by the time you get, you get over there to purchase it, there's nothing. I mean, I've had stuff in my cart, and they're like, sorry, you exceeded the quantity, and I'm like, I ordered one. How did I exceed the quantity?
Yeah, they're running out really quick, especially the Americana and the patriotic stuff. So whenever you can find it, but you need to start ordering for fall and Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas.
Definitely. And as soon as I get notice that the person that I get a lot of my specialty ribbon from has ribbon back in stock, I will give you guys the update and where you can purchase it from. Because I expressed to her, like when we did our Friday night, the green moss that somebody mentioned that was out in the wreath shop, out in Craft Outlet, I asked her to reach out to her suppliers and see if it's available through any of her channels. And she said no. The moss green is all sold out.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying Damon has it all. Kathy, Susan, Donna.
That was my thing.
Pam,
I was like, you know what? If he was smart enough to go in and buy everything out and force everyone to go that way, that would be a really smart business plan to do. But
it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt all the smaller people. Yep.
Yeah, but you can sign up on his. I think he's turning it into Deco Depot, and then you'll be able to buy supplies from him, which is fine. I have no problem buying supplies where I need supplies, but when you have a need right now, like all the patriotic stuff, like the Deco Mesh or the ribbon or the picks or the signs, like literally, I think it was, I placed my order on Monday and Craft Outlet had tons of stuff. I got my shipment in on Friday and then, stocked whatever premium crates that I had sold. And then I went online today and every single one of the items I purchased were all sold out. And even the ones I was like, should I buy that? No, they were all sold out.
Yeah, I mean, it's good for Damon that he's doing that, but I think he's trying to, unfortunately, corner the market because now it's going to drive a lot of people to buy from the Deco shop or Deco Exchange.
If the prices are right,
if the prices are right, if he can keep his prices low, But then it's also going to force other people to start shopping on other major wholesalers and
a lot of people like us. I mean, I can go through wholesale, but the people that are in our group are just starting out. They don't, you could get your federal tax ID number and start buying through the wholesalers too. But from what I'm hearing is even the wholesalers are out of stock.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm doing, let me put this back, is now I'm going in and I'm going to alternate ribbon tails. So these 2.5 inches were cut to 11 inches. And then the 2.5, 1.5 were also cut to 11 inches, so I'm gonna alternate these so that they pop with the candy that I'm going to add. So I'm just gonna put these on the outside for now and then see if I need to add any more before I put the sign on the inside. Because I need to find out how much of the area of my wreath is gonna be impacted by the sign.
Yeah, I honestly think that he probably started buying up a lot of the inventory at Craft Outlet and the Wreath Shop and the local wholesalers, and then when he finally got his warehouse,
I don't think so
he
though.
finally started ordering from the big names.
I mean, that's speculation.
It's
but
speculation.
Like I said, it's just hurting a lot of other wreath
Smaller
makers right
people.
now.
Yeah.
But hey, if
Gail
you guys,
said his shipping is really high.
is it really?
Yeah.
I wonder if the bigger. Okay, I'm trying to think. He does have a minimum order where he'll give you free shipping. Because I did sign up for his, you know, if you sign up on his mailing list, your first order is like 15% off. So I did do that. And I think he does allude to how big your order needs to be in order to qualify for free shipping. And I think it's up there relatively the same with everybody else. Like
Probably around $100.
79, I want to say, I don't know why that number's sticking in my head, but I want to say it's $79.
Yeah. Plus,
But
like you said, he's got that coupon group.
Yeah.
Vi, good for you. She said she just started ordering a bunch of fall and autumn stuff today.
Good.
Yeah.
You're going to be one smart girl.
Jean, she's starting with the 2.5 inch white polka dot ribbon.
Yeah, I'm alternating. So see, I'm just changing. I'm just one, and then the next outer one, I'm doing the pink with the red polka dot. And then
Donna said she ordered from Craft Outlet, Rhonda's Creative Corner, the Wreath Shop, and TMI Gifts this week just to make sure she's got supplies to start, and ordered from the Deco Exchange.
yeah, now isn't that crazy? I mean, we haven't even hit the month of May, and there's no patriotic stuff out there.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah,
I mean, the stuff that you find right now, you can use, but it might be like navy blue with white polka dots. So it could pass, but it's not, you know, it's not what you would think, like, you know, something with stars and fireworks or something like that. All that stuff is sold out, or all it is 2.5 inch, and that really leaves you in a bind because you're just using huge ribbons.
Dee, Shelly, Debbie, and Karen just verified it's $79 or more.
Okay.
So
So
I mean,
it's not bad.
It's average, yeah.
I guess what we need to figure out is how much is like a roll of metallic Deco Mesh, and then you can price and see, is he competitive with everybody else,
Yeah.
or is it slightly a little elevated? And then, you know, it's what is slightly elevated. Is it $2 more than I would have paid at Craft Outlet? I think it'll all balance out though. It's just going to take some time, and I'm hoping that by Christmas, I'm thinking like all of us need to have our supplies wrapped up by July for Christmas. We probably should have started that, sadly, in January at the rate people are going.
Brenda said you also earn reward points with Damon, so that's
we
a good
do.
thing.
I think we do with the Wreath Shop. I get rewards through that and Craft Outlet too.
Birdie just joined us. Said love your show. Thanks, Birdie.
Thank you.
Jean, the 2.5 is white with pink.
What does she think it is?
She said, "Is it pink or red polka dots?" It's pink, and then there is a little bit of a red, the 2.5 inch.
Oh, this one?
So there is pink and like a dark pink.
Yeah, there's like the pale pink and then a darker. It's like a magenta color, like a fuchsia.
Yep.
So it just matched the darker in the sign.
Yep.
So we pulled out all the ribbon and looked. Ribbon, guys, too. Start buying ribbon. Ribbon is going to be at its prime. At least make sure, like I said, I tell my group all the time, at least buy 2 rolls of every ribbon you do. Now, you can read the quantity on it and say, oh, it's 30 feet, so I'm only going to cut, 18 ribbon out of this. I'm going to have more than enough. Always buy the extra roll. I can't tell you how many times I've done a wreath and come up 1 ribbon short. Yeah. And had I followed my own advice and bought the extra ribbon, I wouldn't be ribbon deficient.
Debbie McLaughlin said she's already seen other wreath makers making fall wreaths already.
Yeah, I had somebody message me today and ask me if I had any fall wreaths. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, last year they're still on my Etsy page. Yeah. So yeah, People are going to start shopping early this year, I think.
Good job, Carrie. She said she just bought a patriotic sign last night from Jane's.
Yeah, I'd see Jane's is going to be amazing because Jane can manufacture her signs because she is the manufacturing source.
And don't forget, you get a discount with Kat if you say.
Yeah, if you're in my group, in my private group, you guys get discounts from Jane. So, and if you guys want to join my private group, you can sign up through Etsy. It's just $10 a month.
Hi, Carla. Yep.
And you get discounts through ordering your signs through Jane's.
She's got a product list of everything that she makes with her wreaths and SKU numbers and prices.
Oh, the materials list.
Materials list,
That'll
yeah. I
be
mean, she
fun
won't be
on
able
this
to do
one.
it for this one, but yeah.
I'm going to do what I can.
Yeah.
So, I'll just have to do a little digging, a little research, but I think once something's discontinued, it's discontinued, but you would think it would still show who the original manufacturer is.
Yeah.
But that's like, you know, it's like I said, it's buying all your supplies from last year. Like when we stocked up on all of Joann's Christmas stuff when it went on sale for 80%. I mean, that stuff, when we make our Christmas wreaths with our leftover stuff from last year, that's going to be prime because it's all discontinued items. So people aren't going to be able to replicate that design. You know? They're not going to find your ribbon. They're not going to find your Deco Mesh. They'll be all different color combos. And now I don't think we even know what's trending for Christmas just yet.
Yep. Ron said, hey, from Pennsylvania, first time she caught you live. Usually gets to watch you on YouTube.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining, Rhonda.
Okay, so as you guys can see, I still have the ones to do on the inside. Are you zoomed in or zoomed out, babe?
I'm zoomed out.
Okay, so this is what it looks like. Steve will zoom in really quick so I can swallow water.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it good?
Yep.
So I just did the outside ones with the little tails. So now I'm going to come back in and I'm going to pop holes in my sign using my metal hole punch, which you can order on Amazon.
Yep.
You can also go to the bottom of my Facebook page and there's a little welcome tab. If you click on that, I think I have like 16 products on there because people ask you all the time, where do you buy your stuff? I'm like, I'll just make it simple. Here's the itemized list. Here's the links. Go straight to the buy. You don't have to look up Beadsmith. Was it 1.5 millimeter or 2.5 millimeter? These are 1.5 millimeter and they work just like a hole punch. So as sad as it is, we're going to punch a hole in our sign because I need to put pipe cleaner through to secure it to my sign.
Yep.
So I'm going to go right in here to D-E-L-I, right in the middle of the C. I know, it's like counting how many letters on either side, so was I truly in the middle or not? So you can barely see it, but there's my little hole. And then I'm going to come around to the bottom.
Yeah, there's a couple of people that say, back to Damon, said that he hasn't really been buying out like Deco Exchange and places like that. He's buying from a direct, which is awesome for him. I think there's so many people now that are trying to make and order wreaths that it's probably just.
I'm looking at.
It's harder for
colors.
Deco Exchange, or it's not Deco Exchange, but Craft Outlet and the Wreath Shop to probably keep up on their orders.
I don't think they, like, I think a lot of these stores probably ordered their supplies like months ago, like 6 months ago. And I don't think they ever thought that wreath making would totally take off and that people would flock to it the way that they have. So I think they were just completely caught off guard. And then now if they're ordering their stuff from like, you know, Taiwan or China or Japan, they're stuck because those companies, you know, they'll be shipping all their fall stuff. They're not going to be able to go back now and get patriotic ribbon because if they don't ship for a while and it takes 5 months to get there, that's patriotic stuff for next year. So I'm going to take this and it's going to kind of.
Kathy said beautiful. Audrey said already
center.
looks like candy, outstanding. Debbie said that 14-inch frame sure did get bigger.
Didn't it?
Yep, see?
It'll always add 4 inches to either side.
So at least 8 inches. So 14-inch becomes 22 to 24 inches. Yeah.
Well, no. 18 on one side is 22, and then you add 4 on the other side. That's 26.
No, it's 14 inches.
Oh, sorry. 18
But you're adding
and then 22.
5 and 5 really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm just taking this and popping it down through my Deco Mesh. It's like trying to put a needle through your fabric, really thick fabric. Okay, got one.
Kathy said, where do you get the business cards?
I got mine through Vistaprint.
Vistaprint, yeah.
Steve just took a picture of my wreath and helped me design the
Made a
layout.
design and
Asked me what I wanted it to have on it, and he did it, sent it, you know, showed me the proof, and then it was like, it looks really pretty. So as you guys can see, I did it with like a pale pink, and so where I've come up is exactly, they're like literally right next to each other. That's not gonna work because it's not gonna hold anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one of my pipe cleaners.
that's a good shot because you can also see how the pipe cleaners, the deeper
pink
pink, are tied to 2 rails.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm bringing them over and I'm kind of going up because remember, like our pipe cleaners before, we want to fasten them to 2 because it'll give you greater strength. So I'm just going to lightly twist these just like so because I have to get the bottom one done.
Yep.
And yeah, your sign will kind of funky bend a little bit, but we'll fix it. I'll be pushing a little. Think of these like noodles. Push my noodles out of the way and then do the same thing. Put your hand down there. I don't know how the mind works to know, like your mind's thinking like a little over this way, no, a little over that way. It just amazes me how you can.
Yeah, I think a lot of the wholesalers, believe it or not, they all have to order months and months and months in advance because it all comes from overseas. And they've got to wait for it to come in just like everybody else.
Yeah. And
Lynn asked, do you think the wreath business is oversaturation right now?
No. What I think is happening in the wreath business is the people who are out there selling their wreaths for $15 to $30, and you know the ones that I'm talking about because those are the people who, if you pull up, if they hold up the wreath, I mean, you're like, ugh. You can see through it, there hardly is anything to it, and they're like, look, I made a wreath, I'm selling these for $15. Or you have people who are, if your materials cost is $30 and they get an offer for $30, they think it's great, they'll take it, and all they're doing is swapping material costs for their next material for their wreath. Those people will be out of business pretty soon. So I think what you're gonna see is the people who know what they're doing as far as business goes and knows how to market a good product, I think you're going to see the cream rise to the top and all the stuff that nobody wants, nobody's going to be buying. I don't think that that's necessarily going to drive the price of good quality wreaths up. I just think that the good quality wreath makers now will be busy. Yeah. So I'm just popping my little noodle.
Maribel, I think I did have it zoomed in while she was putting the sign in, so hopefully you were able to see it. Yeah. She just takes the twist ties, she punches the holes, and then she turns the sign over and attaches it to the back.
Yeah, as soon as I pull my noodles out, I'll flip it back over. So I'm just taking these and pulling the ones out and seeing where do I need to add a couple more ribbons. So obviously here, here, here. So my sign fit perfectly right in the middle, and if you look at where the little flamingo lake things are, these are my 6 inners that are now sticking out around that sign, and I've pulled my curls out beneath that. So this will tell me, yes, you can come back in and add another ribbon tail here or another one here. So I think I have all 6. And like Steve said, where I pulled my sign through, I used a lighter pink ribbon. So I just poke it through the Deco Mesh.
And she ties it. Yeah, you tie it between 2 rails too.
Yeah, and it goes through the Deco Mesh really easy. I mean, really easy. Just like so. So you have your hand underneath and you're feeding it through your Deco Mesh and you just pull it through. So you're helping to fasten that to the wreath. And then you just twist it on the same 2 rails, and I'll come back in and tighten these once I'm done and trim up the back a little bit, like just trim my pipe cleaners down and make sure it looks pretty. And before you guys ask, people will always say, do you cover the back with anything? No, I don't. It looks just like this. But, you know, the pipe cleaners that are sticking up, those are all, they're wrapped nicely.
Brenda said, so happy to be in your private group.
Thanks,
How
Brenda.
do I find the link to the Jane sign discount?
I will repost it again, so you will have that code. It's probably buried by now with everything that everyone's been posting. So I will put it, I will create a document so it'll be in the file section all the time for discounts.
There you go.
I think that'll be easier because I think on, it might have been Friday or the week before, I posted the, hey, Jane's doing our discount for our group. Please make sure you don't share it outside the group.
And Jane, are all the tops above the Pouf's curls only? Yes, she just did curls and Pouf this time. So
What do you mean, curls and poofs on?
you did the Pouf as the base.
Yes.
And then the top pink and green are curls.
Yeah. It looks funny because, like I said, there's almost no variation between that. It's just, you know, I made them the way they are.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not cutting the pipe cleaners off. It's like I always tell you, don't cut them off, because if you want to change anything, if I wanted to completely pull this entire wreath apart right now, I can. I just untwist the pipe cleaners and pull everything out. So wait till you're till you're done, and then, because I've done that so many times, so I'm like, oh, I put my wreath tails in, twist my pipe cleaners, cut them off, and I'm like, oh, I needed to add something there.
Yeah.
Which isn't horrible. You just have to go run another pipe cleaner through.
Yep. Shelley asked, and I'll get to you guys in a second on the bottom. Shelley asked, what row would you use to make a bow for a 15-inch wreath form? I'm assuming she's asked for the Pro Bow.
For the Pro Bow. You know
Probably.
what?
Go ahead.
No. I'm waiting for you.
Probably B.
Yeah, B or C.
B or C.
I would probably go C. I think C is like a default one for all of them. And I haven't gotten that fluent on my Pro Bow to know.
You did a Pro Bow with a B wreath. Do you remember what?
I did 2 different ones.
Yeah.
Didn't I?
I think you, no, I think you did one big bow on the Pro Bow.
I think that was row C.
Row C? Okay. So.
Yeah, because it's got a little bit more to it. I've got to play with it more. I don't know when I'm going to find time, but I do need to seriously sit down and do that.
Yeah. So row B or C, I think, are the typical rows you would use.
You know who's really great to ask is reach out to Regina Sellers, the lady who created the Pro Bow.
Yeah.
She's really good about getting back to people and asking, answering any questions that you have regarding anything pertaining to the Pro Bow. Even if you're struggling, you can reach out to her. I've seen her on a couple of lives. She'll be like, she's passing out her contact number to people. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. She's going to get really busy.
And then Lynn and Carolyn, the sign is from Affordable Wreath Shop on Etsy.
Affordable Wreath Signs.
Affordable Wreath Signs on Etsy.
You're just thinking candy shop.
And the Wreath Shop, yeah. So Affordable Wreath Signs on Etsy.
That's okay.
I think I did post it earlier up, so you can scroll up.
Yeah. So I'm putting my last ribbon in, and then I'm probably going to come through and trim these off. No, I might not, because I have something I might want to put in here, and it would require me to have something to grab onto.
Maribel, so if you join Kat's private group, she does a listing of where she gets all the ribbons, what size they're cut to, the SKU numbers, the Deco Mesh, the sign, all that. She does it on the private group. She doesn't do it on the public group, just the private group.
Nope. It's just one of those. It's a perk, right? People are like, why should I pay $10? And it's like, well, then you can just watch the videos and you can just go. Like one of our group members has completely made a book of all my wreath making materials with pictures.
Yeah, that's
and
Vi.
Yeah, Vi did that, and people are like, "Oh my God, how do I get that book from you?" I'm like, "Go to Vi, let Vi do it for you."
Yep,
I don't have time.
Both of the ribbons are cut to 11 inches though.
Yeah. So now this is what it looks like before we add our embellishments to the wreath. And I'm seeing little long hairy things.
Yeah, because they're gonna fray a little bit.
Yeah, this one's gonna fray because of the the burlap. But now I'm going to come back in. Let me get rid of this.
Debbie Cat prefers to do her bows on the Bodabra. She loves the Bodabra.
I can do them on the Pro Bow, but I don't know. Why don't I? I think it just, the process is a little longer, and because that's how I started. You know, when I started, I was picking out things that were affordable, right? The Bow Dabra was $15, and at that time, I think the Pro Bow was like $39 or $49. So for me, I was like, oh, let me just start with the $15 one and see how that goes. Let me see if I'm even gonna like doing this. So,
Carla, the private group is $10 a month. Very affordable. In fact, if you just bought signs from Jane's, if you bought 5 signs from Jane's group every month, or from Jane's front door decor every month, that would pay for the membership.
okay, so look, I have a lot left over. This is all that, what do you call it? Burlap.
The burlap.
Yeah, the burlap frame.
Yeah.
I'm pulling this out of. Okay, so here's the embellishments. So we have like these little, what do you call them? Well, they're Christmas ornaments, but it looks like peppermints.
Yeah.
But like you can take peppermints, and we're gonna stick some of these in because we're really going to focus on the candy theme, right? If you were buying a candy wreath, wouldn't you expect to find candy on it? So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna focus on the ones on the inside right now. So on this one, I'm gonna twist my pipe cleaner because I don't need it to hold anything.
Yeah, they're still kind of talking back and forth between the difference between Bow Dabra and the Pro Bow. The Pro Bow makes the bow look
perfect.
So perfect that it almost doesn't look like it has that homemade look. So, you know, she uses both for different reasons.
Okay, so I'm using my glue skillet.
Okay, well, I'm going to zoom in.
Let me move all of the stuff out of the way that I am not using, like the bows, the holder. Hey, if you guys are looking for like an incredible thing to hold your stuff, this is amazing. I use this when we do our lives because I can put my tablet in here, and it holds anything. So it's really cool.
You got that as part of a...
Yeah, this was a product review. A company
review.
sent me this and said, would you review our product for me? And now I can't get this away from my teenage daughter because she uses this to watch movies on Netflix because she'll just set it in there, and it's so sturdy. So once you do it, I'll have to put this on the list.
Is there a link?
I will get a link.
Okay.
I will look that up. Okay, so glue skillet.
I'm going to zoom in.
Okay. Really quick too. I totally forgot because there's new people on here, right, that are just joining.
Yep.
So let me show really quick. I dovetail all my stuff, and I generally have all my materials already cut, and I forget that there's new people. So let me show you how to dovetail a ribbon really quick.
I'm going to zoom in.
Okay.
Go
Let
ahead.
me know when you're zoomed.
I'm zoomed.
Okay, I'm just taking an old piece of burlap ribbon to do it. You're going to take your wired edges, you're going to fold them together, just like so. So this is the open part. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut from the folded side straight to that point. Just like so. And then you have a perfect dovetail cut.
Yep. Every time.
Every time. If you forget, and I've done this, I'm just talking or whatever, and I fold from my wired edge to my point because I'm not looking. Number one, you should notice something's wrong because you're fighting that thing on your scissors, and now you have a point.
Yep.
So now you have to cut that off and then
Fold
cut it the right way, which is
cut from the fold.
the fold to the point. Keep telling yourselves that in your head. Fold to the point. So at Christmas, this will make your packages look amazing.
And it's super fast.
I know. Everybody in my family can do it. Okay.
Jan, her group is on Etsy, which I linked at the bottom. It's pinned to the bottom. If you click on her Etsy shop, this says private group, $10 a month. You just click on that, you pay for it, she'll get a notification, and then
You'll get an email from me
You'll
with
get an
a
email.
join group link.
Yep.
As soon as we're done with the live. Okay,
I'm still zoomed in, so.
Okay. What I basically have done is I've pulled the ornament hanger part out of my ornament. So this little piece, I just pulled it out because I don't want to see it. I don't want people to know that that was an ornament. And so I have my glue skillet here.
Bring it closer so you can see.
So I'm going to move this over because it's going to get messy with, and I have a silicone mat that I got from Bed Bath & Beyond. because with a silicone mat, your glue won't stick to it. So you can actually just take it and roll your glue and throw it back in there. So it's just an ongoing recycling. So you just take it and you take it, twist it. Don't want to leave it in there too long. Just like so. So this is where you're going to get all these little threads. And I'm just going to flop it right inside. I called dip it and stick it. So it works great instead of glue gun, doing this. People find that if you're going to be doing an awful lot of the dip it and stick it kind of things in your wreath, using a glue skillet prevents the burns that most people are getting from their glue gun trying to do this, and then they're going to stick it. So a lot of times the glue will run down your hands, and then you're incurring, you know, whatever burns.
Yep.
So I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one on the opposite corner. So I'm going to twist this one off, and then I'm going to change, and we're going to do different colors. Because I have some green ones. So those can be like little peppermints. So I just I twist my pipe cleaners about 5 times, and I twist them, and then I just kind of tuck them underneath my little bow tails or my curls.
Yep. Angela, Kat uses the Pro Bow and the Bow Dabra. So I think she uses the Bow Dabra more, but she uses both.
It's just because I got fluent doing that, so I'm faster.
That was the first one she bought.
If I'm doing a custom order, I'm gonna go to where I'm familiar.
Yep. And Jane, yeah, the pink and green Deco Mesh are rolled into curls. It's 10-inch Deco Mesh cut to 10 inches.
Right. So I'm gonna take these and cut all these off so that I can change my colors. And I'm gonna change the candy types too, so that.
Thanks, Sandra. Sandra Kat said, Kat's private group is amazing, well worth the money. She's terrific.
It's 35 cents a day is what I think I averaged it out. I was like, oh, that's Starbucks once a week.
Brenda says she loves the Pro Bow. Brenda, if you got the Pro Bow first and that's the one you love, then keep going for it.
Yeah. There's some people who learned on the Pro Bow first, and the Bow Dabra becomes a challenge because there's no consistent loops. I don't know. I just like, it's just what I started with. So that's where I'm going. So I'm just taking my chenille stems, twisting these, and then I can come back in really quick and lay in whatever candy I want.
I'll try to zoom in a bit more.
Okay, hang on.
So I see that when she's done with the tails, she takes the twist ties and twists them 5 times.
I'll show you again.
Cuts them off, and then she folds them down.
Okay, so are you zoomed in?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me look at these green ones. We'll put a couple green ones in. So same thing, these ones are a little bit bigger. I just pull the stems off, dip it back into my glue.
Is the glue hot enough?
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's actually perfect because right now, if I was to do it and accidentally touch it,
doesn't burn your hand.
Yeah, it wouldn't burn it. It would give me enough time to get away. See, like I can hold this and just drop that back in. So we're gonna take that and plop that guy there. And I'll take another one.
Jean, yes, she's putting candy picks. They're like from Christmas that we got in that haul from yesterday.
Yeah, I'll show you the bin that's sitting right here on the floor. It's just crazy.
Yep.
So I couldn't wait to play with all this stuff that was in there and just create something exactly what my envision would be. If I'm making a candy wreath, you have to have candy in it. So there's these types of candies. I'll show you. There are little suckers. There's different colors. Again, there's a different sucker. This one might be a little big. There's like ribbon candy.
Oh, that one's pretty too. Yeah.
What, the ribbon?
No, the one you just pulled out.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's more candy, more suckers. And then I think what I'm going to do with this, because I absolutely love this. Obviously, if you cut it, it's all going to fall apart. So I think what I might do with this is I might loop them and then add them so it'll go from pick to pick, and it'll just kind of create that little loopy thing all the way around the wreath. So I'm going to finish up the inside with the different kinds of candy that I have here. Let's see what else is in here.
I'll zoom out so you can show them the whole bin again.
Oh, so you can see what I'm looking in. This. So there's like candy sticks, which is obviously too big. And I'm just looking for the right kind of candy.
That's just one of the bins we got from yesterday.
Yeah, these are all just lollipops. And there's these. Ooh, I might take these guys.
Yeah, those are good.
So I'll add those to my little pile. And the rest are actually, some of them are a little too big to use in there.
Yep.
That, and I'm gonna come back in and add, I think these ones.
Maria, the glue skillet is on her actual list for the regular group. It's on a list. Is it on lists? On the top?
You have to be on a laptop or a home computer, because if you're on a mobile app, it doesn't show the tabs. It doesn't even show them across the top like it does. There's like a whole menu item like the about, files, pictures. They change videos, it turns into albums. But it's only on the laptop or home computer, and you go all the way to the left, scroll almost, I think it's the third from the bottom, it says welcome. And that contains all the links to everything.
Yeah, so she
all
got
you
the glue
have-
stick, or she got the glue skillet from Amazon,
Yeah, I
but
think
she
it's
got
like-
the exact link on it on her website, on the Cats Creations page.
And I wouldn't recommend using your grandmother's kitchen skillet that you might have inherited through a yard sale,
No.
because you don't have, like, this has like a little temperature control, and it's just perfect because that's all it's designed for, is to use it for glue. So I'm gonna take him and I'm gonna dip him.
The bin we got with all the goodies we got yesterday from buying that storage unit out.
Yeah, that's all we did, is we bought a storage unit that was filled with craft supplies from somebody who they didn't want to make wreaths anymore. So she just reached out and asked if I'd be interested, and of course I'm like, yeah. I mean, who wouldn't be? So.
No, they didn't have a store. They just made wreaths from their house. They just had a huge inventory, and
They were done doing
they
it.
just want to get rid of it all.
There's a lot of people now that have huge quantities of stuff, and then they're just deciding they just don't want to do wreaths anymore. So they're just choosing to opt out. They don't want to do it.
Yep.
So I might come back in with these guys as soon as I pull their.
Tags out.
They have the little ornament hangers, but I might come back in and add some, like a double one here, and then maybe add two. So they're like.
Yeah.
I'm
Put some on the
thinking
outside
like
too.
this. Yeah, but I
Yeah.
gotta find them in the right colors, but kind of do like a crisscross,
Oh,
like that, so that the green is behind the pink, and the pink is behind the green. So, where did I find those? I know they're in the bag.
Shane's all, I want some candy now, but now she wants some chocolate covered pretzels.
I can pick you up.
Marie Crafts said, love all the candy, very cute.
Oh, they're there. Okay, they're in the
Oh.
little baggie. So, okay. Yeah, go to CVS if you have a CVS by you and get, they're called Flips, chocolate covered pretzels. The ones
Oh,
I
yeah.
am addicted to right now are caramel sea salt.
Jane, if you have a CVS next to you, yeah, they have flips, and it's called, you said caramel sea salt, right? Chocolate covered caramel sea salt.
Yeah, look. Here's my little eyes.
She's going into our pantry.
Oh, here they are. See? They're Flips. So, caramel sea salt.
Hold on.
Yeah, there you go, Jane. So I'm pulling this guy out. They're so good. Like, I have to buy them now from Amazon because our CVS has been sold out for a little bit. So I'm going to take these guys and I'm going to alternate them so we have, like, I found the green.
You do a pink and a green or a green and a green?
Green and a green. So I'm going to take this one. And Deco Mesh works really well
For the hot glue, yep.
for the hot glue. So I'm just taking these and dipping them.
Janine said caramel sea salt is the best.
It is the bomb.
Sharon said so good and so addictive.
It is the bomb. See, here's all that glue threads. So you just take it like this, and you just throw it back in there, and it just remelts. So I just don't want to stick my finger in there, just in case. Just like so.
Oh, that's gonna look amazing.
It will. This is the fun part that I love. I could sit here for hours and just add to my wreath. So I'm going to add these little ones. And I was trying to make them different. So it is working. I found one in each. So I can have little lollipops.
I'm gonna zoom back in.
Okay.
Do you want to bring this wreath back over?
Yeah, give me just 1 second.
Yep.
There we go. So they can crisscross. I know. I guess that would help if I picked that up off the board. Okay. So I have those ones done. So this is what it looks like. Are you zoomed in or zoomed out?
I'm zoomed in.
Okay. So that's what the inside looks like. And so now what I want to do before I add the rest of my candy picks is I want to see how far this garland will go, swagging it and hooking it on the remaining pipe cleaners. So
the lollipop, she sticks the end of the lollipop into the glue skillet, and she pushes it down
like
into
this.
the Deco Mesh.
Like this, and then I would literally just stick it right in there.
Yep. So you really don't see it by the time it's glued down. Yep.
And I'm going to take these, and I'm going to start.
The Deco Mesh works as a net, so it adheres to the glue really well.
It really holds it tight. So I'm going to take this and run it through my pipe cleaner. Because that's why I was telling you, wait before you do pipe cleaners. And let me see how well these look and what the gap is like between these. If this is even going to work.
Gotcha.
The way I'm doing it. I
You're
think so.
kind of
In and out.
in and out, yeah.
Yeah. Because I want to make sure I have enough that goes all the way around. So I'm kind of just temporarily like, I know you guys can't see this. I promise I'll show you. I just want to make sure I have enough to go all the way around.
Yeah, once you get it to the other side, they'll be able to see this side.
Yeah.
As you go.
I'm trying to spin it.
Oh,
So I'm just taking them like you would garland swag and just looping them in and out of my pipe cleaners. But I wanted to make sure that I had enough garland in my spacing to go all the way around. And I will get pretty close. It doesn't have to be perfect.
You might be a little short because the end is right here.
Yeah, I will, and that's okay because I have the very, very top, so I'm just focusing on what somebody would see. Let me see. So I'm back up here. I can add little candy things. I want you to swag. Go in pipe cleaner. It is fairly
Isn't that
close.
cute?
I think I came 2 of them that I didn't really have enough for, but I will put something else up here. So let me show you what that looks like. Because see, you don't technically need to have it up here, but I can add things like this up here, or change spots because this is pink ribbon. So you can go green.
You got a couple lollipops up there already. I'd probably do just some candy.
You could.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, once you start getting these up here, you almost lose them. So I'm looking for something to pop
Gotcha.
to the top. So these are pink, green. So we can even do these in there. This is where it starts. So I would go back in now and add in between my, because these are in here. So let me go ahead and tie these down.
Yeah, Valerie said that's an awesome touch. So did Sandra Secret said very pretty.
Yeah, it just was perfect. And there's only one. So I'm like, what am I going to do with it? I'll put it on the candy wreath. Because you can't put it on a tree. It's going to be too small.
Mary, before you do that, she said she's going to try a wax scent warmer and see if it will melt the glue sticks.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you should really probably just try to invest in the
Glue skillet.
The glue skillet. What $35?
Mm-hmm.
It was like $35, so it's affordable.
It is. And like I said, you can do exactly what I'm doing here with a glue gun. You don't have to do the glue skillet. It's just easier for me if I'm doing this to just dip and stick.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys have seen me use the glue gun pretty much for most of my tutorials. I don't use the glue skillet that often. I do if I'm doing grapevines. I will be using it if I'm doing evergreens because it's easier just to dip and stick it in there.
Yeah, definitely fall and Christmas we'll be using the glue skillet a lot more.
A lot. And like I said, I'm recycling whatever glue threads I have left. So now I'm just taking this and I'm removing.
Brenda, yeah, she strung the beads all along the outside pipe cleaners.
Mm-hmm. I started from like here and I went all the way around to I think here or here.
Yeah. Where
I stopped. And just let them loop so that when you're hanging it on the wall, they'll kind of fall where they should.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm just taking my pipe cleaners and twisting the garland into that and then cutting it off. So again, that pink pipe cleaner matches that garland. So as you guys are seeing, as I spin it around, you're not seeing the pipe cleaner pieces. But all it is holding the garland so that it won't come undone.
Yep.
So
awesome.
Here's the other one. I need to make sure my ribbon's on the right side.
So she actually kept the pipe cleaners on until the very last.
I knew I needed them to hold the garland in.
Yeah, she tied the garland into it and then cut it off and twisted it in and hit it.
Tucked it right behind the ribbon so you don't see it. So as you guys are seeing it,
yep, I've got it zoomed in.
I know I'm trying to pull the garland into that one. I'll put this up a little bit more so I might have more play. That one was swagging way too low. I'm like, hey, I might have enough now. Cut. Flip.
Debbie's actually uses a small crock pot for a glue skillet and it works good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be careful.
I know. That's my whole thing. It's always about caution. Using things what they're designed for. I think nobody in our family had an electric skillet because I've seen people using it. I'm like, how does it really work? Okay.
Hi Suzanne. Yeah, this will be posted once she's done, so it'll be a replay. So you can definitely go back and watch the whole thing all over again from start to finish.
Exactly.
And then it'll get posted on our YouTube channel sometime tonight.
So I'm hooking my last little piece.
And this wreath is available. It's on our Etsy shop. It's on the pinned post
You
below.
won't see it like this though.
Yeah, you'll just see
Facebook.
It'll just be a blue picture that says Facebook Live.
Yep. So I'm attaching my last little link.
Yeah, Debbie, you don't want to dip Doritos in your glue crock pot.
Yeah, or reach for your bag of salted caramel pretzels and stick your hand in the glue pot.
Yeah.
Not the way you want to go. Okay. So I'm going to cut these last two off and I will add my suckers to
Makes
that.
me want to buy a candy shop just to put the wreath in it.
Because then we would have to probably eat all of our profits.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'm just taking out the last pipe cleaner I have and then I'll add some more candy. I'll just be sticking and gluing and sticking and gluing until we're all the way done.
Kim says she has an electric skillet with a temperature gauge control. She might try it.
Yeah.
Just be careful. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I use
just a
the
mom
products,
and a dad talking.
Yeah, I'm using the products as they were designed for, so I think I'm going to add these. So I'm just going to do these.
Hi Linda. She just said, how do you join your private group?
Go to my Etsy page, and there's an option there for a private group. Probably should have taken these off first. There's an option in there for a private group. So, look.
Be careful. I would probably leave that one on.
Yeah, I will. And this one didn't have one. So I'm like, oh, probably should have cut them off first. So I'm just...
Yeah, so on our Etsy, there's a
sorry.
there's a post that says private group. Just click on that, pay for it, and then Kathy will get a notification and she'll send you an email.
And then all you click on is join group, and then you're in. And then you can have fun with all the stuff that's already posted there.
Yeah. And the group of gals really have a good time.
They really do. Everybody on our page is so amazingly supportive. So
they post photos of wreaths that they make, and they ask questions and look for support, and everybody's really good about helping.
Either that, or they'll also share with others, like, oh my God, Kohl's has a sale on seashells. Everyone take your 50% off coupon. Go over there, plus your 20% off.
Yep.
And that's how a lot of us scored on our seashell collection, because Kohl's had that big box full. So I was like, hey, my people are helping me out now, which is great. So I'm just sitting here pulling in different kinds of candy.
Yeah, Tabby. She says this wreath does really belong in a little candy shop. Or even like a diner pie shop. Yeah, that's true.
Okay, I'm doing this giant one because I actually like the way it looked, believe it or not. So I'm going to pop him right down here. Yeah. Because it actually looks super cute. I had it way up here and I'm like, oh, it'd be really cute on the bottom.
Kim, the glue skillet, yeah, you just unplug it and the glue hardens back up. And then before you want to use it again, you just plug it back in and it heats back up.
Yep. Liquefies back into its...
It smokes a little bit between going from the hard stage back into a liquid, but...
Yeah, so we open up the window so our smoke detector doesn't go off.
Yeah, it doesn't smoke that much.
Going back up. I'm going to take this one and dip it here because I want it sticking out.
But you can be generous. Be very generous with the glue.
Exactly. So you'll just, like I said, it'll all kind of accumulate on your silicone mat like these.
And it also has a little temperature gauge, so you can heat it up a little bit more if you're in a colder environment, or if you want the glue a little bit hotter, or you can cool it down a little bit more.
Yep. So just like so. See, here's all the glue. So I wouldn't stick my hand in there to test the temperature of it,
nope.
But it's hot enough to glue stuff, and then it solidifies pretty quick. Let's see, I want to put some of these in. So let me take his little, so you can't tell it's an ornament.
Jane asked when you're going to do another live opening more tubs of goodies.
Do you know how many messages I got last night from that? People are like, oh, buy the whole box you just opened. I'm like, I haven't even inventoried all the stuff that I have. Because I want to create some amazing crates like this. Like giving you, like, pick out some cute ribbons and make a Candyland crate for Christmas. Yeah. Or, what else? Polar bear one, or angels, or ice skaters.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Shirley, the candy came from just one bin that we got out of this.
I need the other pieces.
Yeah, that's the one bin out of about 100 that we got off of a storage unit that we bought off of somebody.
I'll use some of those.
We don't really use a hairdryer. Once she sticks the glue in, it starts to dry and kind of spiderweb, and then she just grabs it all and curls it up and puts it back in the glue stick.
Yeah, it's thick enough that I can just grab it and pull it, so I don't need to do the hairdryer like I would if I was using my my glue gun.
Kim said you should try a hairdryer because it just makes the glue disappear.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So what green? I like this minty green.
Valerie said, "Cat, drink some water."
Huh?
Valerie said, "Cat, drink some water."
Oh, so wait. I'm on this funky pain meds, so it's just making things where I can be nice to Steve, because when I'm in a lot of pain, I'm not very nice. I try, but now I'm waiting. My next doctor's appointment, I think, is in May to see a different specialist, because this other guy was like, the only thing to do to help you is surgery. And I'm like, you don't even know me, you don't know my case history, and your first thing is surgery.
Maribel, the sign was from
Affordable
Wreath Signs on Etsy. And the ribbon, the 2.5 inch ribbon was from Joann's.
Yeah.
And the 1.5 inch ribbon, Peak with Polka Dots, was from Craft Outlet.
I don't know if I want big baking. I think I want a little one. I'm gonna take these little ones. I just have to pull the ornament hanger things out. I was looking.
Hi, Sharon.
Hold on a second.
Jean said she would buy the angels.
I know. We're gonna.
Just wait till Christmas.
Well, no, because we're gonna. They can't wait for Christmas. Everything has to go now. We have to be pre-planning way ahead of time. Let me look for one more green. I'm gonna grab this guy, and I'm gonna finish.
Shirley said she's new this week, so why is she in pain?
I was diagnosed with something, what was it, a year ago, called, I hate the word,
It's called IC, interstitial cystitis.
yeah, think of it like a bladder infection or a UTI that never goes away, ever.
But you don't have an infection, but you have the pain and pressure.
That women know just sucks like nobody's business, and a lot of women suffer from it. I'm in a support group. There's people who have committed suicide because they can't get rid of the pain, and doctors don't want to treat because it's, even though they know about it, it's like they just think that your symptoms are manageable. Like, here, just take this medication, and I was on medication. It worked for about a year, and then it just wore off.
There's a couple women in the private group that have it too.
Yeah, that have it, and that is such a blessing for me because they understand. They're like, we get it. Okay, I think I've finished filling.
Looks awesome.
I'm looking to make sure I filled all the holes with this so I can hold it up. What are you looking for?
There's one tie right here.
Oh, this is where I fed the
Gotcha.
edge down of my candy garland. Where my candy garland ends. Okay. So that's that. In. And I'll show you guys what this looks
Shirley
like.
said, "Oh, she's so sorry."
Oh.
And then Kim, it's true. You need to be your own advocate. Doctors, the doctors she's been trying to find just don't care.
Either that or I get one and I have him for a whole year, and then when I need to go back, like right now, I find out he's no longer in the practice. So I'm like, great, now we have to start all over again.
The door time. Yeah, we're gonna put her on the door.
Yes, we are going to put it on the door. I'm just fluffing. fluffing. I'm going to take this one down. Move him over here.
See, we have a couple wreaths up there. One above the kitchen.
And let me hang this one here. Oh, this is heavy.
Yeah, you put a lot of
all the
embellishments on it.
Here. So let me get scissors because there's like threads hanging. Like right here. So this is our version of a vintage candy store. So lots of different kinds of candy, ribbon candy. What else? Gosh, garlands, peppermints, you name it. Lollipops, suckers, all kinds of stuff. So what do you guys think? Did we do good?
I've got it zoomed in so we can't see you. We can just see the door. And
That's okay. Yeah, it looks amazing. And that's exactly what it's going to look like in the door.
Yep. So that 14 inch, you guys see, it ends up being 24 to 26 inches.
Right. So if I take it off and show you the back, there's the back.
Yep.
So it doesn't look hideous
No.
or anything, but you can see how far out
The Deco Mesh
the
stick.
Deco Mesh is going to go
Yep.
when you goof it.
Yep.
So I'm trying to hang it.
So
here.
hearts and likes. Everybody says it looks amazing. Awesome.
Awesome. Very, very cool.
Yep.
All right, guys.
Zoomed out so I can see.
I'm trying to think of what else we're going to do next week. A question I did want to post to the group while I have you here is, I haven't ordered any ribbon yet for beach stuff or fall stuff, Christmas, Thanksgiving, but I have all this inventory of stuff. Would you guys be at all interested if I put together like an accessory box or an embellishment box and themed it around stuff like candy canes or peppermints or, God, what else did we have? Reindeer, Santas, or elves and stuff like that. I don't know if there's a desire for that or if you guys want me to wait and put them all in a crate.
Well, I know you had the Santa legs and elf legs and
Yeah, those kits,
witch legs and all sorts of stuff.
those kits I will put together as an actual, like, not kit. I mean, I think the Santa, you just need to have, what is it, red Deco Mesh or white Deco Mesh? God. So, I don't know if you guys are interested in stuff like that, or,
A lot
I
of
mean, I
people
have what?
a lot of people are saying yes on the embellishment box, so maybe you'll have to
Keep
just
them really low priced, and it because it doesn't contain any Deco Mesh or ribbons. Like maybe I could do $15 boxes with just like a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Like this would be a candy box, or this would be, what is it? There's the angels things. There's elves. There's Santa. There's reindeer. What else is there? I'm just trying to like think off the top of my head off of everything that we've gone into.
There's floral picks. There's all sorts of
greenery.
Easter, St. Patty's Day.
Yeah,
I
Easter,
mean,
St. Patrick's Day. What else? Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
But it would just be missing those elements. So if you guys had the ability to go to Michael's or go to Hobby Lobby and pick up your own, or you have stuff available that you can use, I can definitely do that and price them lower. Then I think the crates right now are doing $45 for basic and then $55 for the other. But if I just strip the Deco Mesh and the ribbons out, unless I can find a really good deal and get a whole bunch of that stuff in like red and white, then I can fill those and maybe do Deco Mesh and embellishments.
Yeah.
But just leave a comment below saying yes, I'm interested, so then I can go through this and say, okay babe, we have enough stuff, let's start putting together little kits. Like the unboxing we showed you for the baby boy and the baby girl. I think we're going to have like 6 of those kits together to where it'll have all the embellishments to put together like a baby boy wreath and a baby girl wreath. So I think we have enough to do 6 of each.
Yeah.
So it'll have all this stuff. It just will be lacking Deco Mesh and ribbon.
Yeah, a lot of people were saying sign and embellishments or just embellishments. We don't have a lot of patriotic stuff.
No.
There wasn't a lot of stuff that came with it, so
that was like the only thing missing out of the crate was there was no patriotic anything.
Well, just a couple picks, remember, just
yeah,
and those are already gone. Yep.
Well, there was a thing of red, white, and blue flowers,
Yep.
which is just like a small little bunch, but there was nothing like even 10-inch Deco Mesh. There was nothing in that box. Okay. But definitely we'll put some stuff together and
a lot of people are already saying yes, include me, I'm in. So
okay.
just maybe put a post out there and say what would you like to see?
Yeah, and maybe we'll just put them together in like little kits and say like I have a candy box, which would be just like the stuff that you saw me use on the wreath. Because remember, this stuff is gone. You can't order this anymore. So maybe we'll put one together like candy box, an angel box, a teddy bear box, a elf box,
snowman or Santa.
Snowman. Santa, witch. There's like, witch, there's black cats, there's spiders, there's caution tape. I mean, there's like ones that you can do an entire Halloween wreath out of. So if you guys are interested, I'll put them out there and get them up on the store, and then you guys can get it, and then you guys can start ordering whatever you think might go good with that.
So she'll just have to figure out a price point and then how much the shipping is going to be.
And then we have signs too. So like the signs that I showed you guys last night, I put them all away, but the stuff that we did order, remember, here's the other signs that we did from Affordable Wreath Signs. So just to show you guys the vintage stuff that I liked, these are all $7.95. So there's the vintage coffee, because I've been inundated with requests to make a coffee wreath, so we're going to be doing that one. And then there's This Way to the Beach. So it's an old wooden weathered sign. and then I can't wait to use this one.
Yeah.
With some crazy old-fashioned, like, I'll probably end up going to like an antique store and looking for the old blown glass ornaments to use for this, because that's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Blown glass ornaments.
So stay tuned, guys. It's still going to take us a good couple weeks to inventory everything and go through it.
Yeah.
But we will be putting this stuff out pretty soon.
And I'll let you guys know. Group always gets notified early, so you guys get that 1 hour advance notice, and then I launch it to the Kats Creations saying, hey, I just put in like 5 baby boy crates, 5 baby girl crates, peppermint, whatever. If you guys want them, go get them so I can box them up and ship them up.
Yep. And this wreath is available, like I said, on our Etsy shop now.
Yep.
So it's available. And then somebody said they want to see the bee wreath.
Oh, the bee wreath?
Yeah.
Sure. You can zoom in on this one because it was pretty far away. So this one says, don't worry, be happy. And it has, oh yeah, you need that light. It has 3 bumblebees. So there's one here, there's one here, and there's one here. And then we added the flowers because you can't have a bee wreath without like the little yellow flowers.
You want to pick it up a little bit? There you go. There it is.
So this one's on there too. I don't know what the price is because I don't know. It's been a while. I only know the ones that I've done in the last week.
It's got bee ribbon, and then she did the bow on this one on the pro bow. It's on the top left.
Yeah, this right here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. I'll keep you posted. I am hoping to get through a chunk of the inventory this week. In my private group, did we build a wreath this week? I don't think so. No. So I think we're going to be building a wreath this week. I don't know what, but I'll keep you posted. And then for the main people, I will see you Friday at 5, and you'll get a heads up of what we'll potentially be making because we do a poll for the main group.
Oh, the main group.
Main group, yeah,
gotcha.
Friday at 5.
Yep.
Okay.
So this, the bumblebee was not done on a live. She just did it and has it posted on Etsy. I don't think you did a live on this one, did you?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, this was just like I did it and it made it and put it up there. All right, guys. We'll have a great rest of Sunday.
Yep.
And I'll look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday in my private group. And Friday, next week, we'll make something else amazing. So I'll try to come up with something really crazy. All right, guys. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Night.